Craig, it was an exciting summer for the Ottawa Senators. A lot of optimism, some new arrivals, an infusion of talent. But the one big question is, are they good enough to make the playoffs this year?
No. I seem like that big black cloud that's now raining on the Ottawa Senators. Excellent offseason. This is still a very young team. Tim Stützle's 20 years old. And they're still developing and progressing. But the biggest reason for my emphatic no is because they haven't improved the blue line. And you have a porous blue line that gives up far too many quality chances to your opponents. And yes, I think the goaltending's improved, but at the same time, if you're going to have a defense that is that porous, you can't rely on the offense, despite the significant additions, to outscore your problems. And that's a big problem for the Ottawa Senators.
You're right. Going into the summer, there's no talk about we need more skilled forwards. They have a lot of skilled forwards, and they added a couple more with the DeBrincat and Giroux signings and trade. But you're right. The need was top four right shot defense. It was clear as day, and that was assuming that Jake Sanderson is able to step in and play in a top four role as a left shot rookie defenseman, which is no sure thing no matter how great he's supposed to be. The Ottawa Senators made their team better, for sure, and they will be better, for sure, but they did not address their singular greatest weakness, which is on defense, specifically that right side. So, Craig, until they address that, I can't see how they make up the 27-point differential from what they had last year to what the eighth-place team that made the playoffs in the Eastern Conference had. It's just too big of a hill to climb in just one season.
Yeah, and they're going to make strides forward. I think we all can agree on that. And the moves they made in the offseason are reason for optimism. But it's still a team that's very much in the development stages. Their young players are good. They show lots of promise. But their prospect pool is also very good. To me, Mike, that's where they have to look. We know what their identity of their team is. We know who their core players are going to be, Jake Sanderson included amongst them. But now with a really, really good prospect pool, that gives them that opportunity to explore opportunities to improve in the area that they need to improve in to make those significant steps. And while it might not be this year, until they improve in that area, they're not going to take steps towards making the playoffs and being a viable Stanley Cup contender until they do.
And maybe for the Ottawa Senators and their fans, you need to recalibrate expectation. What would be a good year? Every player obviously wants to make the playoffs. That is the expectation. That is the goal. But I think a year where Ottawa plays meaningful games into March, whereas around the playoff picture, whereas fighting for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th in that bubble area in March, that would probably be progress. If they can finish above 85 points, pushing up on 90, that would be progress. That would be a successful season, even if it results with them missing the playoffs once again.